Assalamu alaikum. As you all know, in the previous class, we started with the second unit, that was food, right? Where we saw the different nutrients which are present in food, what is the importance of nutrients, and why do you need to eat food, right? In today's class, we shall start with a new chapter, that is a balanced diet. You can refer the textbook page number 96 and 97. So let us see what are the objectives of today's class. Today you need to understand what a balanced diet is. What do you mean by a balanced diet? Yes. What do you understand by the term balanced? Can you have some hints or guesses just by looking at the picture on the screen? Okay, let me tell you then. So, balanced diet is a diet that contains the right amount of all the nutrients your cells need to function properly. I repeat, balanced diet is nothing but a diet that contains the right amount of all the nutrients. Now, what are these nutrients? If you remember our previous class, we studied about carbohydrates, we studied about proteins, fats, vitamins, and minerals. So, any diet which will contain all these nutrients but in the right amount, that is called as a balanced diet. Why does all the nutrients are required in the right amount? They are required in a right amount for your cell to function properly. Then only your cell will be healthy and you will be healthy. So balanced diet is nothing but a diet that contains the right amount of all the nutrients your cells need to function properly. Okay? Now, nutritional requirements can vary from country to country and person to person. For example, there are people living in a colder region, okay, in a cold place. So, the nutritional requirement of people living in cold places is higher, right? Nutritional requirement also varies from individual to individual, like it is going to be different in males, it is going to be different in females, then it will also be different in different age groups, right? Now let us see some more information about proteins. As you can see on the screen, it is written that a 10 to 13-year-old requires 34 gram per day. So, scientists have estimated that a 10 to 13-year-old child needs 34 grams of protein per day. So, you need to check your diet and you need to make sure that you at least have 34 grams of protein per day. Now, this protein should come from a variety of different foods, right? Each type of protein, as we all know, is made up of amino acids, right? But these amino acids are not made in the body. Our cells can make some of them, but others we can only get from food. So that is why having protein is very important. Why? Because our body needs amino acids. There are 20 different amino acids present in nature, where our body can only make a few. The remaining amino acids you need to get from the food. So there are different sources. The pictures which are shown on the screen are all the sources of proteins and they supply amino acids. So you've got meat, you've got eggs, you've got soya beans, then you've got dairy products. All these supply all the amino acids that we need in the right proportion. So it is important to include all these food items in your diet, that is meat, eggs, soybeans, and dairy products. They are rich sources of proteins and they are going to supply all the amino acids in the right proportion. Moving on to the next important nutrient in the balanced diet, that is fats. Fats should make up 20 to 30% of the food you eat. So whatever food you are eating, 20 to 30% of that food should be fats. Fats supply more energy than carbohydrates. That means carbohydrates provide you, for example, 5 grams of energy. So fats are going to provide you 10 grams. So it is going to provide you double the amount of energy per gram. So fats supply more than twice energy per gram of carbohydrate. And another important thing, fats also contain some essential vitamins. Okay, now there are two types of fats, that are saturated fats and unsaturated fats. Processed food that you get are high in saturated fat, so you should minimize the amount of these. Okay, you should minimize the amount of processed food in your diet, because saturated fat is not healthy, it is not good for your health. What will they do? They will increase the risk of heart disease, right? So you should prefer eating unsaturated fats. You've got fish, you've got nuts, you've got vegetable oil. They all contain unsaturated fats which are better for your health. So which type of fat should you eat? Unsaturated fats. Which food products are providing you unsaturated fats? Fish, nuts, vegetable oils, and there is a huge list. And you should avoid saturated fat. That is, saturated fat is present in the processed food, so you should avoid eating those. In the previous class, we also saw the structure of fats, right? A glycerol molecule attached to 3 fatty acid chain. So fats contain fatty acids. There are two types of fatty acids which are very essential for your body. One is omega 3 and the other one is omega 6. Your cells need these fatty acids, but it cannot make it. So how are these fatty acids coming in your body? By having fatty foods. So let's just have a quick sum up of fats. Fats should make up 20 to 30% of the food you eat, right? They provide you energy twice the amount of carbohydrates provide per gram. Then we saw that there are two types of fats, saturated and unsaturated fats, where saturated fat is not good for your health. You can see all the saturated fat in processed foods, whereas unsaturated fats are better for your health. So what are the food sources of unsaturated fats? You've got fish, you've got nuts, vegetable oils, and etc. The list goes on. Then fat is made up of glucose and fatty acids, right? And two types of fatty acids are essential. Your cells need these two fatty acids, but it is unable to make them. What are these two fatty acids? Is omega 3 and omega 6. These are the fatty acids which are essential, but the cell cannot make it. So till now we saw what is a balanced diet, right? Then we started with proteins and fats. Now moving on to the other important component of balanced diet, that is carbohydrates. Now you should get 60% of your energy from carbohydrates. So again, carbohydrates play a very important role, right? Carbohydrates, you should get 60% of your energy from carbohydrates, right? As many of these are possible, it should come from fruits and vegetables. So the rich sources are fruits and vegetables. Along with the important carbohydrates, they also provide you plenty of vitamins, minerals and fiber. And the rest carbohydrates should come from starchy foods. What are starchy food? Food that contains starch. That is, you've got rice, you've got breads, you've got potatoes and so many other starchy foods. So to sum up, you should get about 60% of your energy from carbohydrates. Many of the carbohydrates you get from fruits and vegetables. Along with carbohydrates, fruits and vegetables also provides you plenty of vitamins, minerals and fiber. And the rest carbohydrates you should eat from starchy food like rice, bread, potatoes, etc. Till now we've studied what a balanced diet is, right? Now let us see why is it important to have a balanced diet. What do you think? Why must it be so important to have a balanced diet? What will happen if you do not include all the nutrients in the right amount? Like for example, you like only fatty food, so you keep on eating only fats. So is your diet a balanced one? So what will be the effects of it then? Let us see. The most important effect of not having a balanced diet is malnutrition. Right? Many people don't have a balanced diet, so they suffer from malnutrition. Some people don't get enough energy and nutrients to function properly, so they can't grow to their full heights and they suffer from health problems. Can you see the first picture? So they do not get all the nutrients in the right amount, so they do not get energy, so the body cannot function normally because it is not growing properly, the cells are not growing. So these kind of children suffer from many health problems. Whereas on the other side of the screen you can see a different picture, right? But there are also some people who eat too much. They eat all the nutrients but they are not in the right proportion. So what happens because of this? The body store this extra energy as fat. So the excess fat makes them more likely to suffer from heart disease or diabetes when they are older. They become obese. You can see all the muscles, right? So that is the extra fat that has been stored because they had nutrients above the limit which were not required. So when your body doesn't need nutrients, they store it in the form of fats, which leads to obesity. So this is very harmful for the body, right? The person can suffer from many health effects, like there is a risk of heart disease or diabetes when they grow older. So the first picture shows you about when the nutrients are not taken in the proper amount, so they suffer from malnutrition. The body cannot grow properly. Whereas on the other hand, the nutrients are taken again not in the right amount, that is it is taken above, extra nutrients are taken. So what will the case be? Coming to the last part of the chapter where you need to learn to calculate how much food you need. Okay, so now we are calculating the mass of carbohydrates. Okay, so let us see what the formula is. So the mass of carbohydrates which is recommended, this is gram per day. We are calculating carbohydrate grams per day. So the formula is 60 upon 100 multiplied by energy needed divided by energy supplied. Okay, so what is this 60 upon 100? As you all know, we saw in the previous slide that you should get about 60% of your energy from carbohydrates. So that 60 is nothing but the 60% of your energy. So that is why 60 upon 100. So the formula is mass of the carbohydrate recommended gram per day is equal to 60 upon 100 multiplied by energy needed divided by energy supplied. Let us take one example. For example, energy needed per day is 8,000. Okay. As we all know, on average, students need to eat around 2000 calories per day. Okay, which is approximately 8,000 kilojoules. So this value will be given to you. All the values will be given to you. You just need to put it in the formula and get the answer. So energy required is 8,000 and energy supplied is 16 kilojoules. So how are you going to apply it in the formula? The formula is 60 upon 100 multiplied by energy needed divided by energy supplied. So the calculation will be mass of carbohydrates recommended gram per day is equal to 60 upon 100 multiplied by energy needed was given as 8,000. So it will be 60 upon 100 multiplied by 8,000 and energy supplied is 16. So it is going to be divided by 16. So when you calculate this, your answer comes to 300 grams. So we found out that mass of carbohydrates recommended per day was 300 grams. Similarly, you can calculate for different nutrients like mass of fats, mass of proteins and so on. So let's have a quick overview of what we've studied so far. We saw what is a balanced diet. Then we saw the different nutritional requirements. We saw that they vary from country to country, from people to people. That is, it is different in males and females. It is different in different age groups. Then we saw the different nutrients which are present in the balanced diet. That is proteins, fats and carbohydrates. Then we also saw what are the effects of not having a proper balanced diet, right? It leads to malnutrition, right? So why is it important to have a balanced diet? Then we also learned to calculate how much food you need. We saw the calculation of mass of carbohydrates recommended. Then you can also use the formula to calculate different nutrients. What is going to change? But as carbohydrates was required 60%, so it was 60 upon 100. So if fats are required, for example 30%, so the formula is going to change to 30 upon 100. So you can use this formula to calculate how much food you need. So yeah, that's all for today's class. I hope you understood, and if you've got any difficulties you can get back to me. So that's all for the day, and I'll see you in the next class. Thank you.